Evening, this is Mantory, and this is the first part of a weekly segment of Mantis tutorials. And today I'm going to be covering how to effectively build a Stargate base in Gmod with the help of Dog here. So first off, I'm going to list the add-ons I'm going to be using. Stargate, obviously. I'm going to be using also Wiremod. Later on I'm going to be using Gate Dialer. And that's more or less it. Oh yeah, PHX mod as well. It's pretty much essential for any tutorial, any contraption you want to build. So first off, we're going to spawn a gate here. This is going to be the gate we're going to be making all the modifications to. So what I'm going to use here is a Stargate 1 base, SG1 Stargate, mainly because I like the iris effect. It's much prettier than the Atlantis one. So we're just simply going to name this base 01. Then we're going to go over here by Dog, excuse me, and we're going to put down a Atlantis Stargate. We're going to name this Exit 01. Okay. Oh, I missed out the X there. EXIT01. Okay. Now we're going to have to spawn the DHD. I assume you're familiar with the Stargate mod. If you've already got it, it doesn't take that long to get acquainted. Okay, first off, what we're gonna have to do is establish security. So in your Stargate base, you're gonna have walls, and when you get an incoming wormhole, we want the iris to close. Let me just show you the iris now. So yeah, the iris is going to close, and that's going to protect your base for anything coming through the Stargate. I'm just going to demonstrate that now. There we go, we're dialing in. Dog, you might want to move. Guess not. Okay, so we've just dialed in. Now if I was to go through, actually I'm just going to show you. Yeah, so you're gonna die instantly if you try to go through a closed iris. Okay, but what we want here is the iris to close automatically. If you've already used Wiremod, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I suggest looking into other beginners tutorials. This is very simple. We're just gonna cycle through here to iris, whereas 1 being the iris closed and 0 being the iris open. Basic binary here. So we're just gonna click on the Stargate and click on the Stargate again and set it to inbound. Okay, so that's basically going to mean is that when we get an inbound wormhole to that gate over there, the iris is going to close. Let me just demonstrate this now. This is very simple, but it's also very impressive the first time you see it work. Okay, so we dialing in, the iris closes just in time for the wormhole to come through. Excuse me, dog. Yeah, the wormhole opens, the iris is still closed. If we now go and close the wormhole, the iris automatically opens. Very nice, very slick, very easy. Next up, what we're going to want to do is we're going to assign a password to this Stargate here. This can be anything, but for argument's sake, it's going to be 1234. Just want to make a constant value chip in the Y input-output menu. This is going to be our password. Just for simplicity's sake, it's going to be 1234. Don't mind that, that's just another add-on I got going. So we're just going to put this to the back here. And we're going to cycle through to set iris code. Self-explanatory really. The iris code is going to be 1234. Simple enough. So we link that up to the value chip. Just change that to 0.5. Again, don't worry about that because I just hit enter while I was in the menu. But yeah. So when you're wiring up things to the Stargate, basically the wires don't show. This makes it very pretty. So this Stargate's iris code is now 1234. So now what we're going to want to do is, when this connects to that, we're going to want to send out 1234. It's going to match up. All the Stargate does is by itself. No need to do anything really complex, and the iris opens. But it's simple enough to input a 1234. What we really want is a bit of security. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to spawn a single panel here, a 1x1 plate, using PHX mod. Orientate it up, put it next to the gate. And oh, forgot to mention, I'm using the keypad mod as well. Again, it's a very simple mod, very basic if you want to play on multiplayer servers. The password can be anything, 1234, for argument's sake it's going to be 1234. Now, you can set the password different from the iris code. Say now I'm setting the password to 1234, but it's going to output a 1337 or leet is what I usually use. But again, we're going, for argument's sake, I'm just going to set this to 1234 for simplicity. And we're going to weld this, check the weld box and the freeze box, but we're also going to uncheck the secure mode. It doesn't really have any implications, but just so you can see what I'm entering here, I've unchecked the security mode so we don't get them asterisks. So, access denied, access granted. So now we're going to set up the transmit iris code to this keypad and set it to an output of valid, because if you want access granted, then it's going to output a 1234. So now what we're going to do is we're going to dial in base 01, hash. I'm going to dial it in. The iris closes. The wormhole opens. I'm going to go over to the keypad here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I enter the button. The iris opens. Very clean, very simple, and also very impressive. So I enter through the wormhole here. The gate automatically shuts down. Okay, that pretty much covers it for this this segment of Manta's tutorials. Next week I'm going to be showing you some more Stargate bits, like automatic dial-in, button dial-in, and how to set up an independent relationship, as in that gate over there can only dial this gate and no more, unless you tell it to. And we're also going to be setting up a realistic base environment over there, way over there with dog. It's going to be a nice big base. So catch you next week. Check out mrmantray.com, and hope to see you next week.